Billy, what are your thoughts on a crazy afternoon here at Odsal, helter-skelter, pendulum swinging, ultimately Bradford returns to winning ways?
Yeah, it's good to get 2 points, but we made our work of it again, didn't we, in the second half. You know, we started off well in that first half, put some good points on the board, which we haven't been doing against any teams really, but that second half, not good enough, so we need to really dig into it and sort that out, because we can't do that against big teams, because we'll end up getting blown away.
What do you put that down to? Is it still confidence? Mentality is a little bit fragile?
I don't know, I think sometimes maybe just come out too relaxed in that second half, possibly. Like, play when errors coming out of yardage. It just kills us, it kills us, it saps you, defending all the time. Struggling to defend our own line, which ain't good enough, so it's been highlighted and we'll get to work on it ASAP for next week.
It certainly looked to me, there might have been a case of 26-8 half time. The good times are back, fall in love with yourself?
Possibly, I think we just can't afford to come out and be relaxed and go away from what's working. We should have stuck to what we were doing because it was working. They scored 80 points, that's the best we've probably done so far this year in the first half. So we just need to stick to the process because what we started off is good, what Nobby and Greeny have brought in, so if we stick to it it'll be alright, we just can't afford to go away from it.
Ultimately, Billy, you have got the win and it's a big win after those run of 3 defeats.
Yeah, 2 points is the main thing, but we can't be happy with what we've dished up in that second half. Came to 1 try, I think, didn't it, and so that's not good enough. It's nice to get 2 points because we've been even, but we need to get to work ASAP.
You mentioned Brian Noble and obviously Greenwood, this coaching partnership on an interim basis. What's it been like this week at Tong? Obviously, the sad news on Monday, Mark's departure, and then obviously Lee and Brian, taking over in the interim.
Yeah, it's never nice seeing someone, the coach, but someone that you like and get on with so much. I had a lot of respect for Dunham and got on with him well. So it's never nice seeing that happen, but Greeny and Nobby have come in, they made a few changes, it's been good, it's been very positive, very intense, and I think that first half showed that we're training intense all week, but we can't afford to, like I keep saying, drop off. But Nobby and Greeny have done a really good job of what they've done and what they've changed, so hopefully stick at it and things will keep coming good.
A change of plan for you this afternoon at standoff?
Yeah.
Tell us about the talk surrounding that move for you this afternoon.
Yeah, a bit of a shock to be honest, I wasn't really expecting it, but I thought in that first half I suited it a bit better, sweeping around, doing what we were doing. But I enjoyed it, especially that first half. I really enjoyed being back in there, running with the ball and stuff. So hopefully, I can get another go in 2 weeks against Keighley, but we'll see. I need to train hard and get my head down.
Is that a position now you might be looking to pinpoint?
I'm at this moment in time, I'm happy to get playing again. I've had nearly 2 years out, so as long as I can do well where they put me, I'm happy doing that. But I like being half-back. Deck's an organised and a runner, so it probably works quite well. And I thought today I did a bit of both, so hopefully they can kick on and work together and make me end up pretty well.
And it certainly looked like you started with a lot of energy. I think it was your tackle on Baxter on tackle 1 where you literally went flying out of that defensive line that sort of set that tone.
Probably not my smartest idea, but I could have come off worse away, but yeah, sometimes you've got to do it. I thought that first half everyone did that, especially in that first 20, everyone started big. We just need to keep on it and not drop off because we let teams back in. So we'll get to work and we'll be alright. 2
weeks off now, do you think that's going to obviously benefit the club ahead of that big game against Keighley, allow Brian and Lee more time, more hands-on with you in training?
Possibly, yeah, we just need to make sure that we dig in because like Greeny said, we've got 6 sessions up until that Keighley game, so we need to just rip in and go all out. Just keep it intense like it has been and digging deep for each other. And there's no point treating it as 2 weeks off. Treat it as 2 weeks on and rip in every session and get some out of it. There's no point taking us backward step now.
And just finally from me, Billy, what was the mood like in the dressing room? Obviously it is a win, but is there a feeling like that performance is just not acceptable, not good enough?
Obviously the aim was to get the 2 points, that was a relief, but we can't be happy with what we dished up. The people, it's our rating, that's good, because we're not happy with what we've given out, so that's a good thing. We just need to crack on now and stick together like we have been doing, and things will turn around pretty quick.
Yeah, Billy, obviously I spoke to you after the Challenge Cup game you played as well, and obviously you said then that of the 3 positions that you are, like hooker, fullback and in halfback, you probably do prefer halfback out of the 3. What is it about that position that sort of just elevates you to the top and why you like playing there the most?
I don't know, to be fair. I don't mind playing fullback because I'm a good runner, but when Deck's organised like I won it first half, it makes my job a lot easier just to run about and find an hole. And it was nice to have Brad England back today as well. He put a good shift in. I thought he was very good outside me.
Yeah, do you think that's what you generally kind of want in the halves? If you got one organised and one run, do you think that usually is the best half-back sort of partnership to have?
I think so, because Dexter's smart. He's a smart footballer, a good kicker. He can organise, and me and Waka can just run about them wherever we're needed and play eyes up, which probably suited us in that first half, and you can probably tell.
Obviously, you're annoyed, I'm sure a lot of your teams are about the defensive display. I mean, I spoke to John Lilly in the week, and he sort of said we've got a tendency to fall in a hole that often one tries followed by 2, 3, 4. Do you feel that's obviously a bit of a psychological thing maybe? It seems like often tries follow off the back of each other, maybe for 3 and 8 minutes for Swindon. Start the second half.
I think we just need to, once one's done, we need to have a bit of resilience and not let the cells fall into it. All like Jordan says, we need to put something up us back and not let them come back in our half. Like, they scored one try and they came straight back into our half in that next set, and it's not good enough. You know, and that's been highlighted after the game. We just can't afford to do it. But when you play your top 6 teams, top 4 teams, that'll end up being the scoreline you don't want. So we need to really sort that out. We
all obviously felt you played really well, but you obviously feel like you made sort of errors and stuff. Is that just the high standards you set for yourself that it's like that's still not good enough? I can do. You look at the little things that didn't quite go right, but I can do that better. I can do that better, etc.
Yeah, I'm pulling my arse as critic. So I thought that first half I did alright. You know, I ran a lot and I put a couple of good people through holes, but I wasn't happy with my second half at all. I didn't really do enough. So I mean, we didn't have much ball, but I still should have done more. I think I'm just a bit harsh on myself, but I'll sit down with Nobby and Greeny on Tuesday and go through my clips and go from there.
After being off so long, how good is it to be getting that run now in the team? Obviously, it must have felt like a lifetime you were on.
Yeah, it's good. You know, I played quite a lot of games so far this year. It's been probably the longest one I've had, but I can't get comfortable. I need to make sure I keep playing well. Like today I probably drop off, so I can't afford to keep doing it, otherwise I'll be full sidelines again.
Yeah, and just one more from me, Billy. Obviously, it was John that gave you a chance sort of mid-2021. Obviously, you had time with the mark. Now you've got Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble. There's every chance obviously someone else will come in after that as well. How hard is that for a player? Obviously, you kind of only played a limited number of games on that because of your injury, and that's kind of potentially like 4 or 5 sort of head coach influences. How hard is that to adapt as a player, or do you just sort of take it as it comes, or is it not easy? I
just take it as it comes. You know, everyone we've had, they've got a different look at the game and a different mindset. So I just take it as I come. Greeny and Nobby, especially Nobby, is very intelligent, and him and Greeny worked really well together this week to put their own spin on things, and they're training really intense. But I'm looking forward to see what happens. I'm just going to keep sticking out with Nobby and Greeny because they both put their arm around this week and give me a big push.
That's great to hear, Billy. Top man.
Thank you.